Should we get into the rugby now?
Oh,
Should we start in Dublin?
we are the best team in the world, aren't we?
That's how it works, isn't it?
It is. So Ireland beat New Zealand in the autumn, which made Ireland the best team in the world. We beat Ireland.
Yes, we did.
Therefore, England are the best team in the world.
Yes, we are.
We're winning the Grand Slam and the World Cup. You
Yes,
heard it here
we are.
first.
Yes,
you
we
heard
are.
it here first.
Yes, we are. I told you from day one. Love Eddie. Love everything about him. If
He's
Farrell
like-
goes down, we've got Ford. We've just got the lot. We're loaded. Coley's going to come back. It's just.
You're horrible, Jim. How good though, England. And do you know what? Eddie's learnt his lesson, hasn't he? You think back to the last Six Nations when the boys were getting flogged. Training was absolutely brutal. We had no energy. We played in one of the fallow weeks. We played Georgia and lost behind closed doors. You speak to the lads that
Nothing
were out
wrong
in
with
Port-
that.
Well,
Just saying. Nothing wrong with losing Georgia.
oh, you've done that, haven't you?
Well, nearly.
Yeah. You speak to the lads that were on the training camp in Portugal, and training was intense, but at the right level, not for a ridiculous amount of time. And then you see a performance like that at the weekend where they've got energy, they're bouncing, they're smashing people. You know, it helps that you got Billy Mako making 23 tackles, Manu coming off the first line out straight over the top. Can you imagine? That's your first defence.
Your man.
Your first defence set. Manu straight over the top. I'd be like, oh shit, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, you got to pull up with cramp, haven't you?
Yeah,
Like
you're
first
right.
minute of the game.
You're right. They were. I was shocked. I definitely thought when I saw the team, I liked the look of the England team.
Eddie was okay, wasn't he?
He was okay for the first. One thing I've been critical of England is his selections. I used to look at their team and, like we've spoken about it before, if it's Noel in the centre, if it's insistent on playing a second row at number 6, playing Farrell, and I never looked. That was the first time I looked at an England team in a long time and was like, shit, that is a bloody good team. I love that centre pairing.
Yeah.
Big fan of Jack Noel. I think Farrell is a world-class 10. I'm not sure he's a world-class 12, so I don't know why they would play him in the centre when the Vunipolas are playing. So I did think they had a chance, but I didn't think they were capable of beating Ireland like that. A, so convincingly.
Yeah.
B, physically, and even tactically.
Yeah.
I knew we would. I called it. I called it last week.
We did, Jim, we did.
I wasn't surprised by that performance, and I did speak about it last week. They had the bit between the teeth. Eddie, as much as he'll deny it, clearly listens to the podcast.
He does.
because
He's told me.
You look at it now, and for whatever I think Farrell obviously has a huge influence on that group and the leadership and probably the way that they want to play. But maybe it was the grand plan all along. He said last year, he came out and said, we're flogging them now because when we get into next season, we get into the World Cup year, we want them to have been through them processes. And there was talk of them obviously playing in the fallow week and them manufacturing their training weeks that will look like the World Cup and what they're going to be planning there. And they wanted to do that a year before. I don't know if that's true. That's what Eddie told me when he came round for dinner, that he was looking at. But no, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah,
It was amazing to
like you
watch.
said, tactically, it was spot on. And you think about the kicking game. Everyone talks about Ireland's kicking game. We bossed the kicking game, didn't we?
Yep.
Bossed it out. You take Johnny May, for example, and I'm sat there before the game thinking, if you're looking for a weakness, Johnny May against Ulster was out of position a fair bit, wasn't he? Not great under the high ball, for Leicester. You stick him all in an England shirt. Johnny May was unbelievable.
Mate, how raging would you be if you're a Leicester coach? You've got the chicken running round like that for England. You know, obviously, Johnny May's got this whole thing about a chicken lives inside of him.
Yeah.
Bog, bog! Like,
He does that in meetings. I mean, like a character you wouldn't believe.
Like he's got Tourette's. So when I was at Gloucester and I was captain and we'd just been beaten by Treviso
50.
or something at home, trying to put a bit of serious stance in the meeting, get up in the front, talking about it's not good enough, the Gloucester performance, the fans, it's embarrassing. Next thing, Johnny May's at the front of the meeting wearing a pair of cycling shorts, his Gloucester training top and a pair of mug boots, and literally bursts into a bog, 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 bog in the middle of the meeting. I am like, what is going on?